Look, I want you to be honest with yourself. This person that you're talking to, they're not bringing you closer to Allah, they're pulling you away, but you already know that. However, the reason why you're still there, still in this haram relationship, knowing you should leave, is not just an iman problem. The real reason is that you don't actually understand why you should leave and how badly this is affecting you. And you've heard it all before. Fear Allah, just leave them. Bro, this is haram. But that never helped. You blocked them, but then unblocked them and went back to them again and again. Why? Because none of that really showed you the reason as to why you should leave. It just told you to leave. Not just guilt, not just fear. You need to know the real why. And in this video, I'm going to show you exactly that, inshallah. Look, this is something that most people won't even say to you. This is not love. This is dependency. Love doesn't drag you away from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Love doesn't mentally destroy your peace, your focus, your mood, your salah, your ibadah. Dependency does. Because look, you wake up and what's the first thing you do? You check for their messages. And if they haven't replied to your message, you become anxious. Where are they? What are they doing? And if they reply in a dry manner, you start overthinking. Why don't they like me anymore? What's wrong? What's going on? Are they talking to someone else? Your whole mood and your life starts to revolve around them. This is not love. I mean, look at what you've become. And the worst part is you know this is haram. You know Allah hates this, but you can't leave. You try, but you're emotionally stuck. You can't even make it halal. And you keep going back to them. Why? Because you're emotionally attached. That is why you're stuck. Now let's be real for a second, right? You say you want a spouse, you want a good spouse, you want a righteous spouse, someone that fears Allah, someone that respects themselves and you, someone who draws you closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, lowers their gaze, dresses modestly and has good character. But this person that you're talking to, they dress in a manner that you're not even comfortable with. They're talking to the opposite gender. She has male friends and he's flirting with other girls. And you try to advise them, but they just turn it back on you. It never works. You don't know what you've dragged yourself into. They're posting themselves online. They don't respect your boundaries and then they flip it on you. They say you're too controlling. You're crazy. You're insecure. They make you feel bad. She makes you feel bad for having protective jealousy. And he makes you feel bad because you're not comfortable with him entertaining other girls. You start to feel like you're the problem when all you did was try to protect your qalb, your heart. Now listen to me very carefully. A person who doesn't respect themselves, their own modesty, can never respect you. Something built on disobedience will never give you peace. You're trying to build something pure on a foundation which is haram, a foundation that Allah is not pleased with. And the longer you stay, the worse it gets. The worse your salah gets, the more distracted you become from ibadah, the more you forget Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the one who you will return to. Your discipline disappears, your iman drops to the lowest point, you start questioning yourself, you start going crazy. Your goals out of the window, down the drain. Look, because you've become dependent on a person instead of depending on Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And a person will let you down. They're human beings. They're not infallible. And one day, they leave you. Or you're forced to leave them. And now you're broken, empty. The worst part is you're far from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You've destroyed your relationship with Allah. You need to choose which relationship is your priority. You don't need more reminders. You don't need more people telling you that this is haram and you need to leave and this and that. You don't need more motivation. You've already got the guilt from your iman. You've already got the regret trying to tell you to return to Allah. You know this is haram. But what you need to actually do now is take action and detach. Because right now you're completely emotionally addicted to them. And until you break these chains of emotional slavery from them, you'll always keep returning back to them, depending on them again and again. And the cycle of insecurity and anxiety, depression repeats itself. You're lonely in a relationship. Look, I'm not saying this is going to be easy, but let me tell you right now, the pain of leaving is nothing compared to the damage of staying. The sooner you leave, the sooner you come back to yourself, and even better, the sooner you return to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So if you're serious about fixing this, I've put together something for you, something very detailed, and something that I feel that you'll benefit from, inshallah. A complete step-by-step guide on exactly how to walk away from what's draining you and return back to your prime. back to Allah. If you want to be the first one to be informed about it when it releases, click the link below to join the waitlist. Trust me, you will not regret it, inshallah. Assalamu alaikum.